Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony show.
Hi.
What are you investigating over there, Carla Marie?
I was making sure I had a shot glass for my limoncello.
Oh yeah, I can just grab one of the bottles to my left over here. I'll probably grab that tequila again, even though Casamigos is pretty good tequila. When I had it yesterday, super warm, not great.
Well, none of it is. Also, you know how Seattle Cocktail Club always gives us like a cool shooter to have? Mm-hmm. They were like, do you want something for Thursday? It's your only day back in Seattle of the week. And I said, nah, we'll just take something random. So we're going to have a random shot on Thursday morning.
Okay.
From our home bar.
Well, welcome. Let us know where you're I can't talk. Let us know where you are listening from in the chat. There we go. Got those words out eventually. And I think part of the reason, Carla Marie, you and I are so like out of it,
Yes.
voices are kind of gone, stuff like that, is we're not in a regular routine. It's not, normally we wake up, we do the show at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I'm so thrown.
Done by 9 o'clock, have the whole rest of the day. It is weird doing this in the middle of the day or earlier in the day, I guess.
I don't love it. There are perks to it. Obviously, like you can wake up and be awake as a normal person before without having to wake up super early. But I think that if we ever lived on the East Coast, we would have to make Twitch earlier or a night show.
Why is that?
Because to make it earlier, obviously, because who wants to start their job at 11 a.m.
Yeah, but also people on the West Coast then, like if we did it at 8 o'clock on the East Coast, it'd be 5 o'clock in the morning.
Correct. Hence why we'd have to make it a night show.
Maybe. I still like doing the morning show. I think the morning show vibe is still the best. I think by the end of the day, and this is just my theory, maybe I'm still pulling this from radio. I think at the end of the day, you've had all your discussions, right? You've been at work, you've listened to your kids, you've done all of that, and you're ready for either some music or to like just put on one of the streaming networks and watch something and sit back.
Except for the fact that whenever we do a random night stream, there's way more people in there than a morning stream.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's true. Also, there was a question from Claire that said, are there places like randomly in New Jersey, not randomly, the exact question was, are there restaurants, places everywhere to get Taylor ham and cheese sandwiches in New Jersey?
Yes.
Everywhere. Like I can right now get to 2 different ones in under 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm probably 4 minutes away from one, 6 minutes away from another one, driving. But
yeah.
Oh, actually, no. There's one next door to me.
Yeah, exactly. And then like regular delis where you would get like other kinds of sandwiches, which we don't really have. Like people are gonna think I'm crazy and yell at me, but we don't really have delis in Washington.
Not as often as we have, or not as frequent as we have them here.
And it's not the same. It's different. But like almost everywhere, like my parents went to get breakfast at the diner this morning, and they're bringing me back Taylor ham and cheese.
Just Taylor ham and cheese, like a weirdo.
I think it's on a roll.
Most people get Taylor ham, egg, and cheese.
Which I got yesterday, and I was like, I remembered why I don't get this. If I do get it, I normally get the egg over easy because I like when it oozes everywhere.
I don't, people do that with burgers as well.
Oh, I love it.
And I never, listen, if you want to get your egg, your burger, or your sandwich with an egg, great. I just don't like the messiness of it. Like, burgers are messy enough as they are. I don't need egg yolk everywhere.
Yeah, it's so good.
Let's see. Someone else in the chat just said they do it without cheese, just egg and Taylor ham, which I could see. Because I feel like the Taylor ham and the cheese, I don't know if I would like that consistency.
Okay, well, you know what? I try your way. Now you have to try mine.
Let's see. Anthony, are you okay? The answer is no. The answer is absolutely no.
Also, if you see a random shadow on my face, it's because there's a ginormous lanternfly on the outside of this window, like taunting me.
Well, you're supposed to kill it.
I can't. It's on the outside.
Can you open it and smack it over? Like,
no, there's a screen.
Hook your hand and smack it.
Oh, I need to go check I forgot this morning I was looking at the camera in the living room back in Seattle, and there was like a flickering light behind it, and I think it was just like the sun was just rising possibly, but I was like, is there a fire in my kitchen? Because that's kind of what it looked like.
But there wasn't.
All right, it looks like we're good.
What are you looking at now?
the living room. And then I turned on the other camera just in time to catch John pummeling up the stairs.
Okay, well, we are going to move on now. We're going to put the main screen on here. What, Carla?
Little
Who's that? I can't say. I can't tell.
Erica.
Oh, you're not showing this you're not showing the class.
What am I showing?
It was to the side. No, go other way. There you go. Stop. What is all over your floor?
Oh, that's a great question, Anthony. Because one of them is the dumbbell to hold the door open.
Yes.
So that. There's a toy. There is what looks like your notebook.
Is it all ripped up?
No, and then there's something else I don't even know what it is. A sticker.
It looks like there's something ripped up on the floor, no?
It's not ripped up. There's just, the blanket. You see the fringes.
Oh, maybe that. So it doesn't look, Carla Marie, like we are going to be taking shots today, which is not the worst thing in the world.
It's not the worst thing.
A couple things we got to get to today. Things a marriage counselor would never say. Mm-hmm. This is a list that Carla Marie's got. Quiet quitting, public service, and I'll explain that later on, and Freddie Marie's yearbook pick.
I think we're going to skip quiet quitting.
Why is that?
Because there's a whole article that I have to read still.
Okay. Well, I know enough about it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, well, let's start with the list you got, Carla Marie.
Okay, so this is an article, 6 things a marriage counselor would never say to her own husband.
Okay.
So I read this and I was like, damn, this is actually a really great list. So number 1 on the list to never say is, you never wash the dishes.
Well, that's her opinion, not mine.
So I'm not going to read all the descriptions for everything that we go through, but for this one kind of needs a bit of an explanation. She said the secret to getting your spouse to do what you want is to avoid saying always or never, which is something that I have always tried to do. Those words feel generalized and dismissive of any effort the other person has made. And that is where I get set off. And you're like, you never do the dishes. I'm like, that's not true.
Okay, you never do them right. You do the dishes sometimes. They're just
You're
incorrect.
still saying never.
Yeah.
You're still saying never. The idea, she said, instead, adopt my favorite word, more, as in, I wish you'd help out more with the dishes. And that's anything, right? Saying you never or you always is the beginning of a fight that will go nowhere.
Well, I guess it does make sense because it does discount the times they actually have tried.
Right.
Right. So if you have tried to do the dishes, and I come in and I say, you never do them, that makes all that time you spent.
Correct. And it's like, why do I even try?
Yeah. Okay. What else is on the list?
Number 2, you should never say to your partner, you're lazy.
Okay, that's fair.
She said the second my husband comes home, he drops all his work clothes by the front door. I don't know, that's her husband just getting naked at the front door.
Maybe he works in like a dirty job.
She says it drives me crazy, and even though I've asked him 1,000 times to pick up his dirty clothes, I'm careful never to attribute his habit to a character defect. Okay. So I was like, very interesting. That's a good one.
I feel like if you have a job where you're coming home and you have to like strip down at the front door, it's probably not a lazy person job. It's probably like a manual labor type job. So calling that person lazy the second they get home after they're exhausted and dirty is pretty insulting.
Okay, number 3, things you shouldn't say to your partner. It's all your fault. And
she brings
up how big or small, there's got to be a way you've contributed to the issue. And one of the examples is, say you Anthony, say you're running late, and which causes me to rush. Like, we got to go, blah, blah, whatever, and I forget the concert tickets. You don't get to blame me for getting the concert tickets 100% because you were running late, which is normally the case.
I mean, I agree with that. I would never just say like, oh, this is all your fault. Like, I wouldn't use that in the argument. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't think it. So.
Oh, I hear my parents are coming home. We should ask them about this list, as today is their 37th wedding anniversary. So.
Oh, today's a big day. So it's your parents' wedding anniversary. It's my Uncle Nick's birthday, Sam's birthday, and Steve's birthday.
Yeah.
All today.
Crazy. Okay, number 4, things you should never say to your significant other or your spouse. Maybe we should get a divorce. So, okay, here's why. And I've also seen videos about this on Instagram like reels that are like never joke about, like you should never joke,
yeah.
like not even in like a funny way in sense like, oh, we'll just get a divorce. Like that is not something you should joke about lightly. And she says the same thing. Marriage can be challenging and there are days when it feels like more work than pleasure, but never mention the D word. She said the day we said I do, we committed to weathering through every storm. So, but what if you actually want to get divorced?
So is she just saying divorce is never an option?
No, I think she's more saying like, even if you're like fighting a lot, you shouldn't just be like, oh, maybe we should just get a divorce.
I mean, listen, she's a marriage counselor, so what do I know? But it just seems like at some point, if you do think you're going to get there, you have to address it before you do it, right?
Or you just keep trying to make your relationship better without saying it.
Yeah, but if you're thinking this is the end, you have to mention it at some point. Or is she saying, like, don't even mention it until you have the papers drawn up?
She said, my husband needs to know that even when things aren't rosy, I'll still choose him and we will fight our future together. Fight for our future.
I mean, I totally agree that you shouldn't just use it in a casual fight. You know, you shouldn't use it as a weapon. I get that.
Thank you. I'm going to call you. We're going to need you here later.
When what?
I'm going to need you back here later.
I got things to do.
I got things to do.
You know what I mean? I think
Yes,
that's
I agree.
probably what she's leaning towards.
Okay.
What's
maybe
next
just
on the
don't
list?
say it. She said throwing out the word divorce puts a crack in the secure foundation of our marriage.
That's fair.
Okay, number 5. One of us is guilty of this. Well, it's stupid you feel that way.
When do I say that?
You have several times. And it's actually it's a really bad one. The greatest gift we can give another human being, I was very confused by that word, is the gift of empathy. It's when we step outside of our own selfish responses or needs and attempt to understand what might cause someone to feel that way. And she said, you never want your partner's emotions to feel dismissed. There are times where I've been like, well, I feel this. And you're like, well, that's stupid that you feel that way.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Everyone in the chat is saying Anthony's actually said that before on the show.
Well, don't have stupid feelings, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
And also, you can't justify, like, I feel a way, you can't tell me it's dumb that I feel a certain way.
No, but I can tell you that all the reasons you feel that way are stupid.
She also said, even when I don't agree with how he feels, I try to respect where he's coming from and turn my frustration into curiosity to figure out how I can stay on team us.
No, and I do agree. Everyone is entitled to feel how they feel, and different stimuli make people feel differently.
Right. Just because you've never felt that way or you don't believe I should feel that way doesn't mean it's stupid.
Yes. Well, sometimes.
You know, some little kids think stupid is a bad word. You should take that.
I should take that?
And think it's a bad word.
What?
You should think it's a bad word so you don't
should
get to say it.
continue with the list, I think.
Augie said, this is the only time the chat has been united.
All right.
Can't tell them it's stupid.
No.
Okay, number 6. Oh, I didn't even get this far down the list when I actually read it. I make more money, so my career is more important.
Okay. And that'll go into the public service thing.
Huh?
But that'll go into the public service thing that we talk about later. But explain what she means.
She says individual worth is not tied to profession or income. Fair. Like, that's easy. She said it's easy to feel like whoever brings home the biggest paycheck is the person making the biggest impact.
Yes.
However, there are many ways to contribute to a household. My husband and I know we have a unique purpose and specific wiring. I guess it's like saying, like, okay, one of you is the breadwinner and the other one stays home with the kids.
Well, go back to the title, like the main thing that she wrote.
I make more money, so my career is more important.
Okay, so here's and listen, she's a marriage counselor. She's the expert. But I think if you were in an argument, like let's say you have two people, right, different careers, and one of them has to make a choice for work, and that person makes significantly more money than the other person.
Right.
If you've got a family, yeah, your job is more important because you losing that income is a way bigger hit to your family. That doesn't mean your role in the relationship
Right.
is more important, but I think your career can be depending on the situation.
Yeah, like what if, okay, you need to move for your career or something.
Yeah. Or if, the person with the lower earning career wants to move for a new position that doesn't make as much money as the other person, there's an argument to be made that we're not moving because we all lose in that situation.
Or that's not true and that's exactly what she's saying. She's saying right then and there, just because money is tied to, like, what if one of us, like, what if you're married to someone, one of you is making a lot of money, one of you is not making as much, but the person who's not making as much has the opportunity to finally follow their dream career, something amazing for them. I have had plenty of friends who are like, well, I'm going to take a pay cut or I'm going to take whatever because we're going to move for their career now.
No, of course, and you could make that decision as a couple, but I would say in that moment, one person's career is still more important as the breadwinner. Again, not their role in the relationship, but the actual job is more important.
She ends with saying, we honor both of our contributions to our lifestyle and we make a shared investment in our individual ambitions, regardless of the monetary return for each. In this way, we are assets to one another in reaching our life goals rather than adversaries or competitors.
Absolutely. And yeah, it should never be a competition. I definitely don't think that's the thing.
Can somebody clip Anthony just saying the words, it should never be a competition about anything?
You can't just use that out of context, though. Most things are a competition. All right, what else is on the list?
That's 6. That's it.
That was it. It's a pretty lame list, honestly. I don't know.
I think it's a great list.
What did we learn in that list?
Don't tell people they're stupid.
Okay, which is pretty common. Like if your friends were to come to you and say, "Hey, we need some advice. Should we be calling each other stupid?" Your advice would probably be no.
Don't use the D word. Don't.
What was the D word?
Divorce.
Okay.
Don't put all the blame on someone, and don't say you're never or you always.
I do think don't use divorce as a weapon. Don't use the word if you're not serious about it. I do think that is probably the biggest takeaway from that list. A lot of that other stuff seems pretty common sense.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
I did get dropped off my Taylor ham and cheese.
When are you going to eat it?
I don't know. It's still warm. I feel it.
Quiet quitting is the next thing on the list, and we've been asked by Scotty, Carla Marie, not to skip it.
Well, we can do it on Thursday.
Why are you so against?
Because I think maybe we might want to call people for this one.
Okay. I mean, we could still take calls.
Right now?
Yeah. Through Google. But we don't have to. We will skip it today.
But you can just kind of brush on what it is so that people can think about it, and then Thursday we can ask you to call.
So quiet quitting is the idea that you don't actually quit a job, but you do the absolute bare minimum, and you keep getting your paycheck until you get fired.
That's why we need to discuss it.
That's the article that I read.
Oh, for me, it wasn't about the one that I was reading wasn't about actually getting fired. It was about I'm making this decision today that I am quiet quitting and I'm not going above and beyond anymore. Yeah. I'm just going to come in and do my job and that's it. It wasn't about being fired. There was no end goal. It was I am making this decision to quiet quit for myself.
Well, you said you didn't read the article, right?
Not that there were 2 though.
Okay.
There was a reel or something that it came up for me.
Oh, well, I read. I didn't just take TikTok and Reels word for it. So I think my opinion, the way you feel about this is stupid.
Okay, I knew you were going to say that.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. That's what what I saw. Shoestring said the same thing. I think quiet quitting is about work-life balance and doing the job they paid you for, not going above and beyond and just continue. I mean, listen, you get fired. That's great.
But, yeah, no, I think part of it is you're just fine if you do get fired for that.
Okay, yes, but not trying. It's not trying to get fired. Okay, you definitely made it sound like that.
I don't know about that.
You always make it sound like that.
What? Okay, public service is the next thing on the list. And I'm going to bring up someone's name who can be a little bit of a lightning rod. It is not necessarily about this person. But yesterday, Dr. Anthony Fauci announced that he is going to be stepping down at the end of the year. And the interesting thing he said as I was reading up about his press conference and stuff was his next phase in life is going to be trying to inspire the next generation of scientists to consider a life in public service. And that was the part that I wanted to hang on to for a second, because it is interesting. There are so many public service jobs that need great people in them. And whether you think Fauci was a great person or not is kind of irrelevant in this. But I feel like we have, as a society, gotten away from people having public service jobs, which usually pay a little bit less than the private sector, for the betterment of the rest of society. And I don't think anyone thinks Anthony Fauci was broke by any means. Probably made a good amount of money.
I'm just going to say this really quick.
Yeah.
Not only is Zoom running out of time, but I have the pinwheel of death. Okay,
so you want me to throw the intermission screen up there?
Well, just give it a moment. It might just be for the... Okay, we're good.
Yeah, but we're going to run out of time anyway.
No, we're good. We got 8 minutes. And the pinwheel just went away.
Okay. So the thing that I started thinking about was, well, what public service job would I have even qualified for? Or would I have liked to get into at some point in my life?
Isn't there a quiz we can take?
For a public service job? I'm sure, like a BuzzFeed quiz?
Yeah, like to see where you... What is that thing we did in high school? It told me I should have been a mechanic.
Okay, but that's not a public service job.
No, but I'm saying, is there one that's similar that tells you what you should do?
Just go check usajobs.gov according to... I can't see the...
Dana in Maryland.
Okay, Dana. So, is there like a quiz? Because I would do it right now.
No, no one wants to watch you take a quiz.
Well, hold on. What is it? USA...
Jobs.gov.
Okay, let's check out that website.
Everyone's saying aptitude test was a thing in high school.
Okay, let me put this on the screen. Where is this? There we go. Why didn't it pull up? What the hell's going on here? There we go.
All kinds of things are happening here. What am I doing?
Okay, so this is usajobs.gov. Let's go Seattle, Washington. Where's Seattle Heights? Above.
Oh, man.
Okay, FBI. Wow, there's a lot of openings for FBI agents.
Well, here's the funny thing about that is that I don't think they make little amount of money.
You don't think they make little amount of money?
Well, you said that doing not making as much money and doing a public service job.
Okay, so you think they make a decent amount?
Right.
Yeah. Let's see, miscellaneous. I could do miscellaneous for the Air Force. What does that mean? Like you're a gopher?
If the Air Force wanted to like set up a podcast, I could do that. Imagine.
So, but the point that I was going to get to before we dive deep into all these jobs, which, I mean, there's some cool stuff up here, is I do feel like we have lost the idea that doing something in the public space is noble. And maybe that's because we've had so many people who hold public office that have been pretty terrible. That have ruined it for everybody else. But it's just an interesting thing to think. Like, this guy was the top scientist in the world for infectious disease, at least, for like 50 years.
Until people knew he existed.
Well, no, and he was, I mean, there was something I was reading the other day where he was the most quoted infectious disease scientist for like 15 straight years in all medical journals. Cool. And this is before COVID and all of that, but it's kind of crazy to think that he spent 50 years at the top of his profession, probably making less than he could have if he went over to pharmaceuticals or something like that. Just interesting to think, you know?
But like, what else? It's like you were saying, like, what else is there other than FBI and being an infectious disease specialist?
Physical scientist for water quality.
Ain't gonna happen.
Nuclear production manager.
Is there anything on the broadcast production communication side of things?
Let's see. I could probably put a keyword in broadcast.
And then do communications. Side note, programming note, people were asking for the link for quiet quitting. That is the one that I just found really quick. Yes. So, because they wanted to do homework for Thursday.
Oh, look at that. So, fitness specialist.
What?
You could be a commander in Navy installations. And that's
Wait,
in Bangor, Washington.
What about fitness?
That's it.
I'm confused.
Here,
So
let me-
I got to
let me-
teach the Navy fit?
Let me put it up on the screen one more time. You're just saying words. Summary. This position provides quality customer service to all eligible. What? Customer service. Oh, here we go.
Maybe the
Duties.
government needs someone to fix their website.
Oh, here we go. Conducts an ongoing variety of fitness classes and set up individual fitness programs for patrons on various equipment and ensuring the patron fully understands how to safely exercise and operate all equipment. Conditions of employment. A degree in health and fitness or 2 years of experience in the field. Successful completion of the national agency of the background check and participation in the direct deposit electronic transfer fund. I mean, seems
I
like
got to
pretty easy.
say yes, you can.
Yeah, you have to
Send-
be okay with being sent your money digitally.
Nope, can't do it. I want a paper. Check. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to become a fitness specialist and do this job in 2 years.
I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that hard to do.
I got to tell them how to use a bike,
I think you
fitness
just
machines.
something like that.
Imagine me training the Navy. Come on, something's wrong here.
Oh, you do have to write a resume though, Carla Marie. Can you do that?
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah. Every time I see like
Wait,
resume and
funny
cover
that
letter,
you say that.
I'm out.
So, I interviewed for the Seahawks job. They then had me send them a bunch of clips, videos, and photos of me at live events, like hosting on the mic. And then they respond with, "Can you fill out this?" What was it? "Can you fill out this job application?" And I was like, oh. So I do this whole website thing, and then I get to the bottom. It says, "Can you attach a resume?" And I was like, I literally went to Anthony. I was like, I'm out. I'm not doing it. I literally spent hours sending all these videos. I'm not making a resume. And I forget what I ended up attaching. Oh, I have which I guess is a resume. I have like a media kit of me.
You know-
and that's what I attached.
The resume part, I could understand because it's like, tell us where you've been, right? Here, give us one piece of paper that just explains where you've been, your certifications, things like that. The cover letter,
Cover lovers?
the cover letter is what bothers me. It's like, now write us a little love letter telling us why you are so perfect for this job.
Yeah, no.
Shut up. I want money.
Yeah.
You need my skills. I want your money. Let's do this thing.
And I'm only going to just use a cover unless it's like my only cover letter when I was applying for jobs that was different was the one I sent to Z100.
What did you write?
It was, I could find it somewhere, I'm sure, about how I grew up listening and blah, blah, blah. Everything else was your basic. And then I realized halfway through that I was sending my MTV one to all these places that just said, where you replace the company.
Did you ever forget to replace the company in the cover letter? The cover letter.
That's what I
Jeez.
said. So I just said.
Oh, you did forget.
That's literally what I just said.
Okay.
I was sending my MTV one to everybody.
Oh, okay.
We have a minute and a half before I got to relaunch.
No, so we're going to do that now. Intermission screen is going to go up, and we will be back in less than 5 minutes. All right, we are back. There we go.
Wait,
And
so
Carla Marie's got
messaged,
herself a sandwich.
Fred messaged, eat that sandwich, and I was like, Anthony, am I on camera?
You were not on camera.
I was eating it.
Well, Fred just knew that you
not
had a
the
sandwich
best.
next to you.
I will say, not the best.
So where's that from?
A diner.
Which one? We need people to know to avoid ordering your
Well-
silly sandwich.
To be fair, I think it's been ready for an hour.
That's true. Yeah, they had to drive it from the diner, then it was just sitting there for at least 20 minutes.
They went to shop right in between.
So I need to point something out, and we did not hit the hype train today, which means I'm not going to be taking the shot of Casamigos. But, and this is great for you, Carla Marie, because you're going to be doing a cocktail like basics class, right? With Seattle Cocktail Club pretty soon. When is that?
September 14th, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, 8:30 p.m. East Coast time. It'll be virtual. It's completely free. You do have to sign up. I'll get the link in here in a second. Sorry, I'm chewing.
No, because the reason I bring that up is my mom is phenomenal, and she knew that yesterday when I had the warm tequila shot, it was pretty gross. So
Yep.
she was trying to chill today's tequila shot if we had hit the hype train. And this is how she decided to chill the shot, was by putting it in a tub of ice, which isn't, I mean, it's not
It will work.
It's not going to work. Exactly. It'll still, over time, make it cold. But then I said, well, Mom, do you know how to actually chill a shot? And she said, yeah, you put the glass in the freezer. And I said, no, that's how you chill a glass. And I was explaining how the class that you're going to be doing
Shake it up.
will actually explain how to properly chill shots, how to properly do all of that stuff. So, thank you, Mom, for my
You
shot.
have to take a shot now.
I don't have to take a shot unless we hit Hype Train level 5. That's kind of like the whole thing, right?
I know, but your mom did that.
I know she
Yeah.
did, but it's also very easy to just put that bottle back, dry it off, and pour the
Which
ice
is also
out.
part of the reason why you're not supposed to do that, because then you're freezing and drying and freezing it. Not and like warming it up. Like it's not good for the whole bottle of alcohol to keep doing that.
Are we sure about that?
Yeah.
Are we sure about that, or is that some weird thing that you learned in high school with beer? It's like, you can't take it out of the fridge because then you're gonna skunk it. It's like, no, that's not what skunking beer. Do you remember that? Like all the weird things in high school and college you used to think was true about alcohol.
But now they can Google it.
Well, they can Google it now. We couldn't do that. And like you weren't gonna go to a library and look up, can I take my beer out of the fridge and put it back in again?
And I wasn't going to ask a real adult, because then that meant I was drinking.
Exactly. Put some salt in the tub of ice to make it colder faster.
Yeah, but that's still not. You're not supposed to do it that way. The way you're the way you're cooling
Yep.
it.
Let's see. So are we done with the public service discussion from before?
Well, did we get a job?
We did not get a job. We were
What was the
looking up
website?
usajobs.gov.
I think they'd be lucky to have us.
It
But
depends on what we'd be doing.
Would they be like, sorry, you can't post these things on your Instagram anymore?
I have no idea. Actually, I don't
No.
think so, because remember that girl that we knew? Combat Barbie? She was allowed to post whatever she wanted.
And also look at every politician posting fake things.
Do you know that, well, politicians, yeah, I guess that would also count, but they're elected. These are like jobs we'd apply for. Do you remember that? Does anyone remember Combat Barbie, who we had on the show when we were on Power 93.3? Because I don't know if you're aware of this, Carla Marie, but she's got like a huge social following now.
I know, but she has a different name, right?
No, I think it's still Combat Barbie.
Oh. She's got like 1 million followers.
Something like that. Yeah, she did not have that many when we met her.
No.
Let me look it up. Is it Combat Barbie?
All right. I won't eat the second
Yeah,
half alive.
1.4 million followers.
Damn. We would have been famous if we got her to post about us more.
And she was just like a regular army person in out here in Washington, or out there, because we're in New Jersey right now. You done with your sandwich?
Well, I'm only going to eat half right now.
Oh, okay.
I knew I should have went to the National Guard.
Why is that?
Because I'd be so much cooler.
How so?
Because I could, like, save people and stuff.
You can still learn first aid. You can still learn like some
I'm
first
going.
responder skills.
I do have something on the horizon.
What is that?
What is the horizon?
No, I know what the horizon is. What is the thing you have on the horizon?
Well, I can't talk about it yet.
Okay. Let's get into Freddie Marie's yearbook pick.
Oh, well, he's outside and shirtless, so he's going to go.
What's he doing?
I think he's cleaning the pool. I don't know. Mom, are you still in
So
here?
what are we doing? Because you had me put Freddie Marie's yearbook pick on here.
Well, you can pull it up.
Okay.
So
here's the picture.
apparently there's a website you can go on where people like scan all of their yearbooks.
What's the
and
website?
I don't know. Sal found it, my brother-in-law. But that's why it says Evelyn. So that's my dad's handwriting to this woman, Evelyn. Her yearbook was the one that was scanned for the internet.
Okay.
So that's what we know what's going on. So my dad graduated Lyndhurst High School in 1963. But my sister was telling her husband how my dad looked like Elvis Presley when he was in high school because they were watching the new Elvis movie. And I guess they started Googling it and they find this. So I have seen this photo of my dad my entire life, but I've never read the description under his yearbook. I think he's coming up here shirtless. I really hope he puts a shirt on. I can hear him.
That's up to him.
So apparently the yearbook club wrote this, though. He claims that he didn't write
He didn't write his own thing.
He claims.
Okay.
Oh. hear him. So it says, Whip is a typical teenager, that was his nickname, with a friendly personality who enjoys being with Becky. In quotes. Like, I don't, like she was a real person.
But was her name not? Well, I guess her name was probably Rebecca.
Oh, that's probably why.
So they probably put it in quotes.
There
right?
he is.
Sweating.
He's gonna have to put on headphones to hear you. I'm reading your yearbook thing.
And
Everyone said you're so handsome. We're so handsome.
oh shit.
Okay, get a little lower. See?
I wasn't looking. I was looking.
There you go. Perfect. Okay. Who going down? Going
What?
down,
Babs and bunnies.
Babs and what?
Bunny. It was a hangout.
Where?
Milk bar in Lyndhurst on River Road.
Milk bar?
Yeah, it was a bar. We had a pool table, pinball machines, and a regular bar where you can order hamburgers, hot dogs, milkshakes. And in the back room, you only can go in the back room with a girl with a date that had a jukebox, and you could dance, and you had booths to sit in there and talk. And
Okay, so milk bar is for kids. It's not like 21 and over.
right.
It was like where they hung out in Happy Days.
There was no alcohol.
Okay,
It was like a Fonzie, where Fonzie had that thing.
that's what he
Oh, I
just said.
can't-
But you
oh,
can't
I
hear
can't
him.
hear
I know. Let's see. Bags, Brino, and Dapper.
Dapper is George. Brino is Jimmy Santabrino. And Bugs, that is, not Bags. Bugs, I think. That's Johnny
Wow.
Regan.
Okay, wait. Isn't that our Brino is our family?
Well, it's not related, but it's Uncle John Brown's nephew. It's on his side, not Aunt Katie's side.
Okay. He likes listening to My Memories of You.
That's a song by the Harptones.
I've never heard you say that before.
Very nice song.
Okay. He's often heard saying, "Where are we going? Where are
Okay.
we going?"
Yeah, where are we going? Are we going any place? Where are we going? Here we go.
You do that now still.
Well,
And then conceited girls peeve this boy.
off.
No, peeve this boy.
Well,
Period.
I don't like conceited girls. They thought who the hell they were.
And why
But-
were you?
So who?
Why
So the
didn't I
yearbook
like 'em?
club. Sorry. So the yearbook club knew that he did not like conceited girls, or did he tell the
I'm
yearbook
gonna
club?
tell you.
Oh.
The yearbook club knew that you didn't like conceited girls, or you told them.
I don't know. You want me to remember that? I remember what I did yesterday.
Okay, but
Well, I was with Anthony yesterday.
you didn't like conceited girls because you were conceited. Was my theory.
Well, okay, that's your theory. It's not mine.
And then you like math.
Yeah, I did, very much so.
And but math then you probably didn't have to do all the crap kids have
No,
to do
not
now.
like algebra, where you had to find out how many times the train went around in a circle without a driver, without a conductor.
He's
No, that's
scarred.
bullshit.
My third grade math, he's still scarred from. Okay, and you plan to enter the service.
Yes, I told you I was going to join. I wanted to join the Navy with Johnny Regan, which is Bugs. We were 16, and our parents wouldn't sign for us. You had to have parents sign for you because you were underage. Well, I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah.
He could have been the
I
first
could have
combat
had my
Barbie.
stint done before Vietnam, but
Wait, you would have been before Vietnam?
yeah, 16 was before Vietnam. That would have been in 1961. I think Vietnam was right after that. I think not much after that.
Let's see. When did
Oh.
Can't remember
That's
the
crazy.
Vietnam?
because George ended up in, I think, Panama or Texas, and Tommy Vandola ended up in. I forget where.
According to the internet, the Vietnam War
I
was
would have been drafted with
1955
them,
to
but
1975.
My ex-wife was pregnant, so I got classified from 1A, which is first to get drafted, to 3A, meaning a person with a child coming.
I didn't. Wait, you were on the list to be drafted?
Yeah, I went and got the physical, all of that, and I became 1A. And then when you fill out the paperwork to say that family-wise I was married and my wife at the time was pregnant, so they went from 1A to 3A.
But I feel like people got drafted whose wives were pregnant.
No.
Wait, does that mean? Does he know if people just started getting married and having babies to avoid the draft?
Did people start getting married and having babies to avoid the draft?
I didn't sleep with them, so I don't know.
Also, the Vietnam War was 55 to 70 something.
Yeah, but it probably didn't escalate until the 60s. That's when all the hippies started and all the movements.
Oh,
That
boy.
was in the 60s.
Okay. Did you go to Woodstock?
Hell no. I was a doo-wop person. Why would I go to Woodstock?
I don't know.
Doo-wop because Uncle Johnny Boy, he got me interested into the music.
Okay. Thank you for the interview. Happy anniversary.
Yeah, thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, happy
Nice talking.
anniversary.
Yeah, take care.
Okay. Okay.
That was a good little history lesson. I didn't
I
know
know.
that the 1A and the 3A thing.
And this is okay. So two things to mention here. A lot of people are like, ask him who Becky is. Funny, that was his ex-wife. My mom's in here. It's great. I'm
So,
surprised she didn't answer.
I know that I think Fred, the mailman, I think his dad was in Nam, if I remember correctly. If that is correct, what did he get drafted? Did he go on his own? Because now I'm trying to like match up all of these dates. Because when did your dad graduate?
63.
63. So the war had started before he graduated.
Yeah. But there's something I was just going to say. Oh, your friend Javier was telling us this, Anthony, when we were in Chicago, that he got a really great gift for his family. He hired a professional interviewer who did like several Zoom sessions with his parents who came here from Cuba to Spain to America. That's how they got here. And he hired someone who for 6 hours, not straight, but for 6 hours interviewed his parents and then essentially wrote their story. And then he read the draft and edited whatever. And I was like, that's such a cool thing. And like, that's something they would have, like, as simple as it is, like, I didn't know that my dad was signed up to be drafted and then it changed. Like, it's crazy. So I think I want to do that.
It is. I think it's a really great idea. And I had so many questions for Hav when he was telling us about it.
Yeah.
And all of it was done over Zoom. It was an actual, like, author that did the interviews and then wrote his family story. And I think they wrote it in 3 parts. It was the mom's story on her own.
Yeah.
The dad's story on his own. And then their story together, like how they met, and then the family and moving around and stuff like that, which was really cool. Also, I saw Scotty said that his dad was in Nam. I couldn't see who said her brother was in Nam. And then Fred did respond and said the U.S. didn't get involved in Vietnam until 65. So your dad was right. And his dad did get drafted into the Marines.
Wow.
Was Becky from Miami the same person that was on
your
dad's yearbook?
No, but my mom said it's our anniversary. We don't need to talk about you know who.
That's true, actually.
Damn, we really should have had them both on for the husband and wife thing.
Well, was your mom also married before she graduated high school?
Oh. I know she was pregnant before she graduated.
right when they graduated, essentially?
She had she would have graduated in June, right? And then had my brother that October. I don't know when the hell she got married. Okay. She'll tell us.
I'm sure she'll let us know in the...
She said yes. We don't know what that means.
Just yes to
so
something.
She's like the rest of you. We need full sentences in here, people. I really did want to go into the National Guard, but that was frowned upon.
Hold on, Carla Marie. There's a comment here that says, my brother was a history teacher. He brought his grandma into class to talk about something. The chat's going too fast for the screen
I got it.
I have. Okay.
My brother was a history teacher, and he brought my grandma into class to talk about her experience living through the Cuban Revolution and then emigrating to the U.S. That's cool.
And that was a lot of what Hav, my friend who we were talking about earlier, his parents both dealt with the Cuban Revolution. I remember in elementary school at some point, one of my friends had a grandmother who lived through the Holocaust, and essentially like brought her in for show and tell for like a history lesson, and she came in and told us, some crazy things that maybe elementary school students weren't ready to hear, but
probably should have though.
But it was very important to hear, obviously.
We had in 7th grade, we spent an entire marking period learning about the Holocaust in your history class, right? You're still learning math or whatever, but history was only the Holocaust. And then at the end, you had this speaker come, and it was this super cute old man. I don't know if he's alive anymore. he was old when I was 13.
So probably
and
not.
He would show us his tattoo. I remember, and we were like kids and we're like crying. You don't you're that age, to get an emotion like that is hard out of a 13-year-old. And I remember just hearing his stories and his family, and my niece went through the same middle school, and I've talked about this a bunch on social media. Everyone thinks I'm crazy until they ask kids in their lives. They don't teach the Holocaust anymore.
Which is nuts, because I feel like I learned about it every year in Ridgewood.
Every year.
There was some part of, whether it was a book we read in English class or if it was something we did in history class, we learned about it every single year.
Yeah. I don't know. So just got to keep that in mind. My mom said she was married in May.
So as a senior in high school then?
Yeah, I don't think she went to her prom from what I remember. And then also Jen said that Lisa said, it's funny, my parents were engaged before my mom graduated, so everyone signing her yearbook was congratulating her. Times are so different now.
That's funny. Yeah, times are definitely different. Let's see. We had a survivor
also not
coming
allowed
to
to
my
read
5th grade class.
any books. Have you seen the list of banned books in certain states now?
I saw that Texas actually has the Bible banned along with a bunch of other books. But
That
now,
makes sense.
so the funny thing is, the people who wanted books banned in Texas oftentimes were more Christian leaning, more conservative leaning. But then when they found out that the Bible was going to be one of the books that was also banned, they started losing their mind, saying that you couldn't ban the Bible.
Yeah, well,
Which turns their whole like point over on its head,
I know.
because then
So-
now they don't want certain books banned. But
Well, what I wanted to start doing was, I think it would be fun, I guess there's a better word, to read the books that are banned.
I mean, every time a book gets banned, for the most part, its sales go up.
Yeah, I know, but like first of all, and I know this, but like Harry Potter is on there. Like that's just absurd to me.
Why is it? What is the reason?
I don't remember. It started when I was in high school because it was fine, but my high school teacher, because it had just come out, keep that in mind. My high school was reading Harry Potter as it was coming out. And
Like as a book for school?
but I didn't because I don't think my class had it, whatever
Oh,
it
okay.
was. But why is Harry Potter banned? Is it because of wizardry? No joke. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to look. I'm sure the chat knows.
Every time I hear about a book being banned, I just imagine there's someone outside screaming like, "The gays are gonna get us! Ban the books!" Ah!
Oh, they promote witchcraft, set bad examples, and they're too dark.
Okay, so what about the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe? Isn't that a witch?
Because
Like,
like,
at what point or what are we trying to talk about here?
also like a lot of things are banned because they set bad examples because it's a kid defying their parent. Like, guess what kids are going to do anyway?
Well, then is Little Mermaid not allowed? Like,
That's a thing. No, that is a thing where parents are like, don't want my kid to watch Little Mermaid because she didn't listen to her dad.
here's
You're
an
about to have
interesting
some
thought. So
weird-ass kids.
someone said it's witchcraft. Witchcraft is considered black magic in Christianity, but if we're banning the Bible and we're banning Harry Potter because of witchcraft and
Then why not just teach
and
them
how it's
both?
perceived by Christianity, don't those cancel each other out?
Yes.
But if we're banning the Bible, like, do you have to then go, okay, what books are we banning and in what order? Because if you ban the Bible first, then you no longer need to ban Harry Potter because you're removing the Bible and Christianity from the equation. Makes no sense. None of it makes sense.
Your brother Michael said yellow pages only.
That's it. Just the
That would be a
yellow pages.
relic. Definitely banned also the yellow pages for sure. There's probably some sort of page in there that says something about sex. Can't read it.
And I forgot, I think
I'll talk to
there
you
was
after.
something in, I have to look up why Texas was banning the Bible, which was like the weirdest headline. Let's see, Texas.
Hold on. D in Palm Beach said Disney banned an episode of a kid's cartoon because it was entirely based on farting. I really want to watch it now. I feel like Nickelodeon was the farting network, and Disney
It
was the
was. And that was
Ren
our
and
whole
Stimpy.
point.
Yeah.
Let's see. Texas School District pulls the Bible, The Bluest Eye, and other books from the library. Does anyone know what The Bluest Eye is?
All I know is that these libraries are going to be empty.
I mean, yes. So,
They
among
plan
the
to-
books removed are a graphic novel adaptation of Anne Frank's diary, Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eyes, and the Bible. So it's like, don't talk about being a Jew, don't talk about the Bible, and don't talk about having blue eyes, apparently. 40 books were challenged.
Yeah, I think they talked about this on Elbo's show this week as well because I saw Gandhi posting about it. I'm going to write a book. I don't know. I'm going to do something where like I write a book because it's easy. Let me preface that. It's easy to get a book published through Amazon. I could literally make a 4-page picture book
yeah.
and get it published right now. To do a good book and a well-written book is another story. But I want to do a book like each page is just a word that will get it banned. And not even like just words that piss people off, and it's a children's book, and just get it banned from the library, and then get press about it.
This was from the Keller Independent School District, which is in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It's a new policy that calls for reviewing books. 3 members whose campaigns were financed by the conservative Patriot Mobile Action Act, were elected to Keller's school board. But this is the craziest part to me is if they were basically placed there by a conservative action pact, how did they end up banning the Bible? It's just very interesting to see how this stuff is playing out right now.
Yeah, life is a hike. That is like a novel idea right there. Whatever happened to having every book and each person deciding what they want to read?
Yeah. Okay, now I need to look up what the bluest eyes is.
You're like, if we don't ban any books, it's doing the same as
bluest
banning all of them.
Let's see. The Bluest Eye, published in 1970, is the first novel written by Toni Morrison. The novel takes place in Lorain, Ohio.
Yeah, Fred did just say that, so.
I missed that.
Toni Morrison is from Lorain.
And tells the story of a young African-American girl named Piccola, who grew up following the Great Depression, set in 1941. The story is about how she is consistently regarded as ugly due to her mannerisms and dark skin. As a result, she develops an inferiority complex, which fuels her desire for the blue eyes she equates with whiteness. Okay. So they banned a book about being black, they banned the book about Christianity, and they banned a book about Anne Frank. So
among like 500 other books.
40.
And
to this
my mom's
article, at
right.
least.
Dr. Seuss, not Dr. Zeus, but I bet there is a book about Zeus also banned. I was going to say the same thing. A lot of Dr. Seuss books are banned because it came out that he was racist. And then that goes into the, okay, but can we still appreciate the art, right? It goes back to the R. Kelly conversation. Can we still listen to Ignition even though R. Kelly sucks? Can I still read Green Eggs and Ham? But like, can the money go somewhere else?
Let's see. Why was
Dr.
Dr.
Seuss
Seuss
books-
banned? It wasn't because he was...
Yes, the publication pulled the books. The kids can still read them. That's what it is.
Why was Dr. Seuss...
They're not banned. Your brother just explained it.
Okay.
The public.
But was it because he specifically was racist?
The books
or
aren't.
was some of the content?
No, I think it was him.
I have no idea. I don't know enough about Dr. Seuss.
I
was
just
never... This is going
I
to be
remember
crazy.
Tucker Carlson. Wait, no, the books were racist. What book?
Yeah, I don't think there was a problem with him, as far as I know.
I just remember Tucker Carlson going off last year, and I didn't have the energy. So I just Googled is Dr.
Some of the
Seuss
wording
racist?
in the Seuss books were racist,
Okay.
is what
Therefore,
Sonali said.
then Dr. Seuss.
No, because sometimes you use language of a time period that is no longer used.
Oh, racist imagery. That makes sense.
There you go.
But
this is going to be a slightly controversial take.
I like that. Fred.
Has nothing to do with racism. I don't think Dr. Seuss books are good. Like, I
Because
never liked
they're
them.
I can do that.
I never was like, even when, like, in middle school, or not middle school, elementary school, people would grab their Dr. Seuss books. Just never did it. Just never liked it.
Oh, damn it. I'm so glad. Okay. Ashley, don't go anywhere. Not my sister.
Okay.
I forgot to. Okay, hold on. Let me just collect my thoughts really quick to put a little bow on this conversation. My mom said, "What in God's name could be racist about those books? We can't say God in here. The Bible was banned." I'll talk to you about it after the show. Oh, your brother said Dr. Seuss cheated on his wife as she was dying with cancer.
Let's see. 6 Dr. Seuss books that won't be published for racist images.
It's racist images, which means that I think it said something. There's anti-Asian in there. It's probably overdone stereotypes, is what I'm going to assume.
Let's see.
And a lot
Okay. The book is called "And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street." An Asian person is portrayed wearing a conical hat, holding chopsticks, and eating from a bowl. In the book, If I Ran the Zoo, it includes drawings of 2 barefooted African men wearing what appear to be grass skirts with their hair tied above their heads. Those are the 2 ones that I quickly found. So yeah, it's like the imagery, the stereotypical racist imagery.
And my mom just said green eggs and ham.
I think green eggs and ham is still okay.
But eggs could be mad.
They could be, but we don't give them a chance. We just
No, but
fry 'em
those
up.
things actually make sense.
Yeah.
The eggs was a joke, obviously, just in case.
Okay, so you said you wanted to put a bow on this or something, Carla Marie?
That was the end of that story.
Oh, okay.
Of that. So Ashley, who is in the chat, messaged me yesterday. So I had posted a photo of a flower outside of my parents' house. And I said, is this pink or red? Because my dad and I were getting into an argument because he was like, go look at that red flower. And I said, the what? I don't see a red flower. He's like, right there. I go, that is clearly pink. So I put up a poll, and then a lot of people were like, well, it's magenta or it's fuchsia. And I was like, listen, we can just go off basic colors here. It's clearly pink if you're telling me it's fuchsia, but whatever. So Ashley says to me, I have another question for you. And we're going to need to put a poll up about this one because I think it's going to get heated. Okay. Are sprinkles a spice?
Are sprinkles a spice? Do you have to be able to cook with a spice? Because you can't really cook with sprinkles. It's a topping.
Right. But then I can sit here and say cinnamon's a topping.
Well, I don't think I think it's a topping.
But then I also started thinking, like, but why is it a topping and not a spice?
Okay. Maybe
Because they have a flavor.
Maybe it is how you use that topping or spice in the process, right?
Right.
At the very end, if you drizzle chocolate fudge on your ice cream, that is a topping, right?
Or is it a spice?
But if you use chocolate fudge in a recipe,
Brownie.
It's an ingredient. It is no longer a topping.
So then, but spices are also ingredients in a recipe.
So I think it's how you place that ingredient, how and where you place it in the process.
Your cousin Michelle said, no, I'm here. No. She bakes. Okay, but if Michelle bakes a cake and puts sprinkles in the batter, do they become a spice?
They're an ingredient. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, in my head, I was like, no. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. There's got to be an argument for why. And I don't even know if Ashley commented because it just chat just lit up. Wait. Okay, also, am I weird? Sprinkles definitely change the taste of things.
Does it? I don't know if it changes the taste of the ice cream. It adds to the taste of the ice cream. Although it really doesn't add much, if we're being honest.
No, but I can taste the sprinkle.
Let's see. So the definition for a spice, Carla Marie, is an aromatic or pungent vegetable substance used to flavor food.
So is cinnamon a vegetable?
Well, you could argue that sprinkles are made of sugar. Sugar comes from sugar cane. Therefore, it is a vegetable derivative.
Ooh.
But does it have to be the actual vegetable? Like, because the examples they give online are cloves, pepper, cumin.
So is allspice a spice? What is allspice from? A plant?
All of the spices.
No.
I don't know.
Michelle is losing her mind right now, Michael said. No, but Michelle, they definitely change. I taste sprinkles. I'm not saying they are a spice. I'm saying I can taste a sprinkle.
So if you put it in your ice, I think it changes the texture for me. Like, I like it. I don't know if it changes. Like, my cookies and cream ice cream still tastes like cookies and cream ice cream. Huh? I don't think the sprinkles change the taste of it.
What do cookies and cream ice cream have to do with sprinkles? Did you put sprinkles on the ice cream? What if you have chocolate sprinkles? They clearly have a taste.
Do they? I don't think they taste different than rainbow sprinkles.
What?
It's just a different color.
No, they are chocolate sprinkles. I worked at an ice cream place. We had chocolate sprinkles, and they taste different.
Maybe on their own they do. Is candy a spice now is the question.
Okay, let's slow our rolls here.
Anyway, we do have to get out of here because we do have to pack up all of this stuff and head back to the airport so we can go back to Seattle, see some cats, get this whole show set up so we can be back in our home studio for the first time in a week.
I miss my squishies.
Your cats.
I'm going to squeeze them so hard.
All right. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. We will be back on Thursday. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you listen to and subscribe to the Morning Show podcast on whatever podcast platform
yes
you use.
We'll do a poll on Thursday. Sprinkles are a spice. Goodbye.